Assalamu alaikum. When it comes to teaching new Muslims, one of the first strategy a lot of Dawah organization or a lot of people implement is that after they give Shahada to these people, then they will be visiting the villages. So the person will go in the morning, do some few hours, then come home. Yeah, so it's good because for the first time, teaching people how to do wudu and prayer, those few hours that you spend with them might be worthwhile and it will be perfect, yeah, it will be fine, yeah. But as the time goes on, you realize that the time you spend with them wouldn't be enough because you wouldn't really be able to impact a lot of knowledge in them. So what happens? You realize we've implemented the same thing I'm telling you for some time and realize that after we go teach them, come home, go teach them, come home, let's assume you don't go to them for 2 or 3 days. They wouldn't really be praying. They will stop praying. Yes, they have learned how to pray. Yes, they have learned how to do ablution and everything. They will stop prayer. Why is it so? So you say, okay, maybe because I'm spending few hours with them, that is why they are not actually well built. Let me spend a lot of days with them. Let me actually go and spend nights there. Let me spend days there. Let me spend months there. Let me even spend years there in teaching and educating them. So what happened is that you can spend all this because we have done it. We have spent months there, we have spent days there, and then we realize that it's still the same thing. Remember, the problem here is not about teaching them Fatiha and the basics of Islam, they knowing it. No, that's not the problem. The problem is that they do not practice or pray when you are not there. So how do you solve that problem? And that is what I'm telling you, that we have tried the first method, which is visiting and coming home. It failed. When you visit and come home and let's say you don't go there for 2 days, they would stop prayer. Though they know how to pray now, they will stop prayer. You might find a few among them who might be praying, but that would not even last long. So you say that, okay, so what do we do? Maybe we've lost communication with them. So let's keep in touch with them, right? So you keep in touch with them, you keep giving a call. What happens is that the number that used to come, if you don't go, that number reduces. Yes, that number reduces. And then when the number reduces, those few ones that keep coming, 1 or 2 of them, they might keep failing, and then before you realize, they would also start coming. So when you keep communication with them, you get to hear what is going on the ground. They might gist you, but to some extent, when it gets to the worst part, they might stop gisting you. They might tell you, oh, we are praying, but the truth is that they are not actually praying. So we decided that fine, if those 2 strategies, going visiting them alone is not enough, keeping communication with them is not enough, let us try the next strategy. The next strategy is that you spend months with them. You spend days and nights sleeping with them and teaching them in-depthly. So you realize that after you spend those time, you'll be able to impact a lot of knowledge in them. But at the same time too, that would not also work, because if you, after spending days there and then you go back home, you have a family. Yeah, you have a family, you have wife, children, you need to go and visit them. You understand? So I'm not saying not everybody, but you have a family, you have businesses or friends you need to go and visit every month. You need to go back home, or every short time you need to go back home. So when you leave, these people might not pray. Yes, when you leave, they will practice for a few days, and then that's it. Even if you keep communicating, the number will start reducing. Then before you realize, they would not be praying. So we have tried these 3 strategies. Even spending the 9 day with them is still not working. That method of spending hours, method of keeping communication with them, method of spending nights with them only works for teaching them the basics. But if you want, after you leave, for them to pray, that one does not work. Remember, as an NGO, all those strategies I just mentioned are expensive. Yes. When you talk about visiting them daily or whatever, you need a means of transport. For here, it's motorbikes that usually works. So you need a means of transport. If you are lucky and the villages are close, you might use bicycle, but that one, you will sweat. You will suffer. So you need a means of transport, which is usually motorbike. You would also need fuel, and maintenance cost of the bike. And whenever you are going there, you need to also give them something. Sometimes you'll be giving them food. Sometimes you'll be giving them things like clothes or incentives, food, little things that might motivate them. You need to get that ready. You might get donors or whatever to help you with that. And then you yourself need to fund yourself, because you have a family, you have yourself, you have your brothers who are also looking at you. So if you're an NGO, you need to know that when you are sponsoring someone to go and teach them, you need to also know that you're going to be paying that person. That person also have their own personal issues. I hope you understand. So that strategy is actually expensive. Yeah, visiting them and Charlie is expensive. Yeah, it's not that cheap. But I'm not saying you should stop it. It's very important you keep in touch and keep those strategies working. But what you need to do is you need to have a bigger plan that you are using to keep the future problem of them not praying when you are not there. What is that bigger plan? Let's just go on the next episode. Remember, if you just joined, don't forget we have a new Muslim center we are raising. We are building another part of Ghana. If you know any NGO or any person or you yourself wish to support us or donate, you can send it on the number you are seeing on your screen. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum. Kindly go to YouTube and subscribe to the Village Muslim. Don't forget to click the bell button.